had a little rectangle in it, Scotch taped this blue glass over it. And this is what we're going to look through. I tried it out that night on a 100-watt bare light bulb that was there at the thing, and all I could see was the blue glow where the filament was, nothing else. It was really dark. Comes the morning, when they get us out of there, I'm looking in the opposite direction as he's counting down, 7, 6, 5, 4. When he gets down to 0, I'm looking in the opposite direction. And the amount of light that I saw there was the most intense light I have ever seen in my life, and I hope to God I never see another thing like it. There were mountains in the distance, and they actually seemed to mechanically jump forward, like looking into a photographer's flash bulb, except this was absolutely everywhere. I counted 1,001, 1,002 to 1,015 and turned around and looked. My first reaction, you forgot the blue glass. But I hadn't, and I was looking through it, and what I was seeing out there was the ball of fire. You saw it, pictures of it there. When I saw it, it was about its own diameter above the valley floor. And it simply went up through the clouds, and I do not know how long we watched that thing. I know it was full daylight before we gave up watching it. And there was the familiar mushroom cloud. Somebody remarked that the top of it was about 78,000 feet. I do not know whether this is correct or not. So this is what I saw down there on this first explosion. I sincerely hope I never see anything similar to it again. I was one of the first people to leave the camp there to go back to Los Alamos. And there was a debriefing session by a sergeant that was attached to General Grove. And since I was apparently the first one, it was not a group discussion. He was talking directly to me. And when you get back to Los Alamos, you are not to say whether you saw anything. What you saw, you just don't say anything about it. It's classified. He said, I don't care what the clearance is the person you're talking to. You don't say anything, period. I get back to Los Alamos, go to our apartment, and there's a note on the door. My wife has gone with a friend to the cafeteria. If I got back in time, come join them. This was just about 6 o'clock at night. So I go back over to the cafeteria, and I'm going through the line, and there's this group of women, my wife is one of them, who's sitting across the cafeteria, and they start yelling questions at me. Was the ball of fire really as big as so-and-so? Did it really go to 70? Me, I'm afraid to open my mouth. Somebody had talked, and as you probably know, there are several means of communication. There's telegraph, tell her this, and tell a woman is one of them. It really had gotten around. Well, that's what I saw.